How's it going, guys? Mike here, and today I want to talk to you guys about one of my other hobbies, because I have many, but this one is definitely something a little bit more utility than some of my other ones. And so, as you can see and probably figure out, you're looking at me in a mirror right now, and so the reason that is because today I'm going to talk about classic shaving, wet shaving, this is what it's also called. So I don't grow much facial hair at all, and what does come in typically is very bad looking. So I have blonde brown hair. It comes in super thin and really only like around here. It's bad, so I have to shave. And I used to get really bad razor burn because I have stupid skin. And so in my research and trying to find out what I can do about that, I came across people talking about classic shaving, wet shaving, things like that, saying that it actually is much better for your skin. So I thought I might try it out. And around the same time that I started getting interested in it, I had an unfortunate thing happen where my grandfather passed away. And when he did, one of the things of his that I was given, oddly enough, was one of his old classic razors that he used for the longest time. And so that was actually this guy right here. I'll show you guys a little close up. Hi. This nice Gillette is the one that he had. So that's what I started off shaving. Whoops, kicked the camera. So that's what I started shaving off with, and pretty much you can get the regular blades for these old Gillettes very easily online. I think tryablade.com is a great place, many different blades. So when you're looking into shaving with these old classic ones, it's a combination of the actual razor itself and the blade is what's going to determine like how it shaves. This particular Gillette is very forgiving. The guard that covers it, that covers the blade, doesn't allow very much blade to be exposed. So, it's very, very forgiving. Great for starters. And then the blade, that can be, some of them can be a little bit more aggressive, some of them not. Usually it's recommended to just go to TriaBlade and buy, a couple different types, just, as many as you can afford, to try, because they're pretty cheap, which is definitely an upside when it comes to shaving. Unlike those cartridges, these only usually typically cost $1 to $3 per blade, depending on what you're getting, and they can be even less than that. So yeah, these are great old Gillettes. If you find them, you can clean them up. There's many tutorials on how to clean them up. I might show you guys in the future. But these are great. And after using this for a while and buying any kind of razor I could get my hands on, essentially, and cleaning them up, I came across something else. And that is a shavette. A shavette looks like this. These are kind of what you typically see in movies and stuff, talking about classic shaving, and what you see people go to the barber, and they get, their shave done classic style. But instead of having an actual blade, one solid piece, this has replaceable cartridges, just like the dual edge or double edge razor I was just showing you. This also has a guard on it, so has a tooth guard there. That brings long hair in towards the actual blade, and it also protects your skin. These are a little bit more aggressive than your dual edge safety razors, but they're not quite as hard to use as like an actual straight blade, because it does have that guard that kind of helps guide you. And so I like this guy a lot. It is a little aggressive, and you have to use a different technique to use it, so it's not as fast. And then after I had this, which, by the way, this one is named a Durham Duplex. Pretty famous, super long blade, double-edged, very sharp. So after having this for a while, and I used it sometimes, but I definitely preferred the other because it was much faster. I came across something else. This, let me kind of put it together here. I got to put a blade in it because this is what I'm going to be using today. This looks like the other one I showed you, but if you'll notice that it's got a much wider head. This is also made by Durham Duplex, and this was kind of their answer when the dual edge safety razors started to become popular. They made these, and they can use the same blades as that Shavette, which is great because I really like those blades because they are very sharp and they work great. And I like the little wider head. Takes less strokes, I guess, to shave. So you can find these kind of most antique shops. You might be able to find one in good condition like mine. Clean it up. They work great, but I wouldn't start with them. The blades for those you can also get on tryablade.com. I found them in other places too. There's actually a surgical blade made by Persona that you use in these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew the head here. Really, really cool how I do this. I'm so fast at it. Okay, so you unscrew the top, and then that leaves you, set that guy, the handle down, that leaves you with this part here, which comes apart like so. So you just have base, and you have the guard. So take out your blade, be very careful. Like I said, they are very sharp. You can take this, and you'll see there's two little notches here. You can basically lay the blade, this is kind of hard to do while showing, lay the blade on top where it fits into those two notches, and then you can put the top over it like so. Then you take your handle and you just screw it back on. Voila. So now you got the blade, the guard, and you can begin. Another thing that you'll want is a shave brush. This one here is one I've been using, I enjoy. It's made by the company called Fine. Let me see if I can find a way to show you that. The company is just called Fine. And this is I believe it's called an angel hair synthetic. I've used some of the boar's hair brushes, badger hair brushes. I haven't had much luck with them. This works great. I love it. I will buy another one if I ever wear this one out. So yeah, they're not very expensive. To find a good one, pick yourself up one of those. And then of course you'll need something to shave with. Now you can use regular gel out of the can that you get, but really if you're going to be classic shaving, you should probably do it a classic way. So what I have here is just some shave soap. This is Ghost Town Barber by Chiseled Face, and it is probably my favorite. It's my go-to, it's my standard. I really enjoy their stuff. They have lots of stuff, and they have samples that you can try, all different kinds. This one's really good. It has like an old school kind of rustic smell, but clean as well. It's got like a, I don't know how I'm not bad. I should get better at describing smells if I'm going to talk about shaving stuff, I guess. But yeah, it's just got this really clean but kind of classic smell, and it's just great. I've actually almost used all of it, which is kind of a rare thing for me because I have so many soaps. So yeah, I'm going to be using this soap today. I do have some regular facial soap to clean before we go ahead and get started. And then Chiseled Face also makes aftershaves that are great, but actually I'm out. I need to repurchase that, so today I'll just be using good old classic Old Spice. Some people might be like, wow, isn't that stuff for old people? Well, kinda, yeah, it was. But I think they kind of put it best when they say that, I believe they said if your grandfather hadn't worn it, you wouldn't have been born. I think it actually smells really good, but I don't have like, some people have real strong memories of like old people in their lives wearing it, and they kind of are weird about it, but I think it's great. I like it, and it's kind of just one I have when I don't have a special aftershave I want to use, because there's as many of those as there are soaps. But so yeah, let's go ahead and get the shaving. I usually don't do it with a shirt on, but I don't want to subject you guys to that. So the first thing to do is to wet your face, clean your face with soap. I use my brush to do that, and we'll go ahead and get started. Usually warm water is recommended. Kind of helps your face relax, makes it easier to clean and shave. Also, you know, relaxes the facial hair, even if you only got a little bit like me. So, I have a nice little canister here that I keep some soap in. I'm just gonna go the brush around clockwise and then counterclockwise a couple times, just to get a little bit of soap on it. Don't need a lot when you're just washing your face. So, just gonna wash my entire face, because might as well. Obviously, you don't have to wash your entire face every time. But with skin like mine, you might as well. So yeah. Now we got that done. Let's rinse the soap out of our brush. And let's get our shave soap. So, one good thing about chiseled face that I like a lot is that their soap lathers really, really easily. I don't have to get that good of a lather personally, just because I don't have a lot of facial hair. Obviously, if you have a full beard or you're a hairy man, you might need to lather a little bit more. So, I take my brush, run it under the water, squeeze it out, shake it once. It's still got some water in there. I might add a little bit more. I found, yep, and then just wet my fingers, drop a little bit more in there. I found that this soap does like a little bit more water, and really it just depends on what you're using. You just got to work with it and find the right moisture level for that soap. So now I'm just spinning left, right. And you're going to want to do it for longer than you think you should. Just until it starts to really build up a froth. And there's some guys that can get crazy, crazy big clouds on top of theirs. That's starting to look alright for me. I'm going to use a little bit more water, and I'm going to keep going. This is the part that I think takes the most practice, is learning to do this. So I got a nice big clump here that I'm working on. I'm going to go ahead and start with that. Now, let's turn this off for now. Now, one thing you also want to do when you're learning to shave with classic shaving gear is really figure out which way your hair grows in, because it's important. You're going to want to shave with your grain for the most part, and then if you feel so, against the grain, but you have to know which way it goes to do so. Mine gets real tricky down here. I'll show it to you as we go. So now I'm just gonna put on and really rub it in. Now, those of you with more facial hair will have to rub it, really get it in there good and rub it in, because you'll actually you'll actually start to build up more soap in your facial hair. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of water going here. So I'm going to go and wet my blade, hot water, and I just start off going with the grain down both sides, down here, down here. I have to go up here because my grain, my hair grows this way. So I'll go up first, down from the top, and that should be good. And when we go against the grain, it gets real tricky. This blade is brand new, so it's going to be a little sharp, so I'm going to try not to cut myself. I rarely do anymore, but I'm recording, so I probably will. So I'm just gonna do short strokes. Turn it over. So it's all about angle. So if you don't put the blade, I'll just get close up. So you don't put the blade like this. You kind of put it just a little bit of an angle. And you'll feel the blade catch on your hair, and you'll know when you have the right angle. Yeah, anymore I find it you have to really be trying to cut myself, you know. Sometimes when I go against the grain, I can do it. And you want to keep rinsing to get hair out of the blade, and then also to keep it, helps keep it lubricated. So like I said, from the bottom I actually have to go up. Okay, that was fun. Ran out of storage, but I noticed right away, so we're good. Okay. So I'm done with my first pass here. And, you know, a lot of times that's good enough for me. That'd be good. Those of you with a lot more facial hair, more stubble, depends on what you want to do, I guess. So now I'm going to go ahead and get ready to do an against the grain. Put some more water on my face. Alright, so like I said, when you're going to do against the grain, you really got to know which way your hair grows in. So, and this is where you can cut yourself a little bit more, but you'll get it. Alright, and I'm sure I probably do this weirdly different from most people, but I guess we'll see. So with mine, it grows out that way. So my neck actually have to come from the outside and sideways. And that is probably the trickiest part on me. I'm going to put a little bit more right there again, because now I have to go down. And I'm going to put a little bit more here so I can come up. This probably takes a lot longer than most cartridge shaving, but I enjoy doing it. That's kind of part of it too, you know. It's good, you know, taking care of your skin, and it's relaxing. It's some me time. Getting a little dry. I don't go against the grain on my mustache a lot, just because I actually tend to cut myself on my mustache more than anywhere. Alright, I think we're good. Go ahead and switch over to some cooler water. Rinse off here. Dry off. Okay. Then I'm just going to take a look, make sure I don't have any glaring mistakes, but it's pretty simple when I have blonde hair. Even if I make a mistake, you usually don't see it too bad. And so now that everything looks good, I'm going to go ahead and rinse off my brush. And then with your brushes, after you rinse them, you definitely want to dry them out. This is definitely more important for the non-synthetic ones than it is for the synthetics, but still a good idea anyway. So I just rinse it out, wring it out, and then I dry it on a towel. So I'll take a towel, see the best way to do this, and then I can already tell it's still got soap in it. I can hear it. So I'm going to rinse it some more. That's a better sound. We just want it to look nice and puffy and fluffy again. And then I have a holder that I store it in upside down so any excess water drips out. So yeah, then you just kind of want to clean up your stuff, your blade, make sure it's been rinsed off and dried off so it doesn't collect any rust or anything like that. Put it away, back there. Alright, now the fun part. It's putting on some aftershave. If you're somebody like myself who tends to have skin that's on the oilier side, I usually recommend an aftershave that is astringent, so it tends to help dry out your skin a little bit. If you're somebody that has drier skin, you might look into doing like a balm. There's some great companies out there that make shaving aftershave balms instead. They're a little bit more thick and they're a little bit more moisturizing. So oily skinned me is going to do some astringent type. And it's got a nice little burn to let you know that it works. So yeah, just rub that into anywhere that you shaved off hair and you're good to go. So yeah, that is classic shaving. I don't do straight edge blade yet. I don't know if I ever will. This just works so well for me that I don't know how much more of a benefit someone like myself with not a lot of facial hair would get from a straight shave other than trying to look cool. which I probably wouldn't because I'd probably cut myself up more. I'll stick to my shavettes and my safety razors. But yeah, I can hopefully do some more videos in the future, just going over some reviews of some different soaps and aftershaves and things like that. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. I'll try to edit it down. I know I'm long-winded when it comes to this, but yeah, so this is just one of the many hobbies that I have that I enjoy, and I hope somebody out there likes this and decides to give it a try as well. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. If you happen to find this channel without going through my main channel, also check out my other channel. It's called KC Tarantulas. I take care of all my tarantulas that I have and do educational videos about those. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.